Hey everyone, Atomic Habit. This is one of the bestseller development books written by James Clear that helps you establish your new habits based on 4 laws or principles. If you are the type of person who procrastinate a lot, or although you are trying to follow new habits by having goals, you ended up giving up new habits since there are many distractions around yourself. This is not your problems, but the problem is your systems. System is the process that gets you to the result. Outcome is about the result you want to achieve. Therefore, the better the system you have, the better the result you will be able to obtain. This video helps you not only have some ideas what to do in order to create new habits, but also you will be enjoying the process you establish. If you like this video, hit the subscribe buttons and even consider to subscribe my YouTube channels. Cheers, mate! By the way, who is delivering this video to you? My name is Kaz from Japan. I am currently in Australia working full-time as a IT support technician, body maker and content creator casually, who trying to be a good book reader. Okay, that's enough for introductions and move on to the main topic in regards to Atomic Habit. Let's go! Chapter 1. Making 1% improvement every day. You will make approximately 37% improvement. Although you are not able to see a significant change in the short period of time in the beginning of new habits you established, don't worry about it. You are actually becoming better than yesterday. The process you made is unnoticeable according to Atomic Habit. Imagine there is an ice cube on the table in front of you. The room is cold and you can see your breath as well. It is 25 degrees. The room begins to heat up. 26 degrees, nothing changed. 27 degrees, nothing changed. Few degrees later, when it hits 32 degrees, ice cube begins to melt. Breakthrough moments are often the result of many previous actions which you build up. Chapter 2. 3 layers of behavior change. Outcome, process, and identity. Having a great understanding of these 3 layers helps you avoid giving up when you got lost or demotivated. Let me tell you why. The first layer is outcome layer, which concerns with changing your result. Gain muscle, lose weight. Most of the goals you set up links with this outcomes layer. The second layer is process layer, which concerns with changing your systems, building your new habit, implementing some new ideas into your life. Most of the habits you create are associated with this layer. The third layer is the deepest layer, which is changing your identity. It is concerned with changing your beliefs, your worldview, self-image, your judgment about yourself and others. You are associated with this level. So when you create new habits, you should ask yourself what kind of person you wish to be. If you don't ask this question at the first place, you are highly likely to give up on new habits. I give you an example. There are 2 people trying to be king of pirates, right? Seeking for one piece. One says, I am trying to be king of pirates. It sounds like a reasonable response, but this person is still unsure if he can really become like a king of pirates. The second person declared that I am going to be king of pirates. This statement is everything which shows his identity. It is a subtle difference in between. However, the second one makes you feel like this guy potentially be king of pirates than the first person. Therefore, it is a must to decide what kind of person you wish to be and affirm your identity. If you start saying that I am, let's say, king of pirates or bodybuilder, I'm a healthy person, I am a pianist, musician, you will definitely easy to get used to the new habit you established. Chapter 3. 4 laws or principles of how habits work. Make it obvious, easy, attractive, and get satisfying. The 4-step patterns is the backbone of every habit, and your brain runs through these steps in the same order in each time. I really love these 4 principles that are actually applying these rules into real life whenever establishing a new habit. Cue, craving, response, and reward. Phase 1. Cue triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. It is a bit of information that predict a reward. Let's say if you go to a casino for the sake of having fun and see someone who is hyped, gambling in an excitement vibe. They make you feel like gambling. This is because brain unconsciously predicting the reward that gambling provides. It is a feeling of the excitement, full of joy, lots of dopamine produced that makes you feel extremely high. Phase 2. Craving is a motivational force behind every single habit. Cue provides a motivational force, thus there is no cue, there is no craving. What you crave is not the habit itself, but craving a feeling of relief it provides. In this case, you are not craving for gambling, but craving the feeling of excitement gambling provides. Phase 3. Response. Response is the actual habit you perform, which can take an action to provide a reward. Now you are gambling in this phase. Phase 4, reward. Finally, response delivers a reward. It is the end of every habit which satisfies your craving. Cue triggers a cravings which motivate a response which provide a reward, which satisfies the craving and ultimately becomes associated with a cue, and it is looping. Chapter 4. How to break habit. Make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. Majority of people tends to get distracted by countless things. For example, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, video games, Netflix, porno, YouTube, etc. These things take you to be at not ideal environment when you are working on new habits. So what you need is to make bad habit invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. Remove the cues of your bad habits from your environment. List up the benefits of avoiding a bad habit. My personal experience, I overused the mobile device watching YouTube and etc. As I am an extreme person, I needed to uninstall all the apps that are likely to distract me. Plus, I had to keep typing more than 16 words for password every time I logging in. And also when I read a book, I shut down my phone and put my phone underneath my bed and read a book in a different room. As a human being, we tend to go into the bad cycle of habit, but the most important thing is that you are instantly aware of the points when you start getting into the bad cycle. If you have this ability, you can easily get you back to the good cycle of habit. Chapter 5. Cardinal rule of behavior change. The consequences of bad habits are delayed while the reward are immediate. Eating chocolate and ice creams reduces stress and having a dopamine spikes in your brain immediately, which is a reward. Result is not going to show up immediate, but if you eating them every day, you will see the difference in 5 or 10 years later. Scientists call delayed return environment. In other words, our brain always wants to prioritize immediate reward, which is usually a bad habit. Therefore, if you can make a good habit which provides an instant reward, we can continue doing it. That is why we have to use the techniques we mentioned earlier. Make it obvious, make it easy, make it attractive, and make it satisfying. Chapter 6. It is a summary. Making 1% improvement every day, you will make approximately 37% improvement. Have a great understanding of 3 layers of behavior change: outcomes layer, process layers, and identity layers. These layers helps you avoid giving up when you got lost or demotivated yourself. 4 laws or principles of how habits work. Make it obvious, make it easy, make it attractive, and make it satisfying. How to break habits. Make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. 5 cardinal rule of behavior change. Consequences of bad habit are delayed while the reward are immediate. I have just read this book and find a value in it. I mean, this is a life changer. I really want you to read as well. If I make use of these rules into my life, I feel I can do anything I want. Thank you so much for your time listening to the videos, and I'm sure that you can definitely defeat against your laziness. Adios. Bye.